guys, another episode of Treez of Knowledge, incorporating Shaman Treez with Corey. So, yesterday we had
or we could call it Leeves of Knowledge. Like Corey Lee.
No, Leaves. I like Treez of Knowledge, Leaves of Knowledge. Shaman Treez, Leaves of Knowledge would be more incorporated because of the fact that it would incorporate. We can cut this one. But like Shaman Treez, you're a tree. What is it that you're going to be giving people? Your leaves are a part of you. So therefore, I think Leaves of Knowledge would be better than Treez of Knowledge.
Yeah.
It's a certain thing, but you still want to incorporate the marijuana aspect. I get that.
Marijuana is wonderful.
Marijuana is the tree of knowledge.
Yeah.
It's the spiritual herb, and we need a lighter.
Hey, Corey, that's it.
Oh yeah, we got a great staff here at Treez of Knowledge.
Yes,
our
we do.
PAs just when we need something,
Mary Beth
they
is
get
on.
it. So we had an interesting vision quest.
Yeah, Vision Quest. For anyone who is not familiar with Vision Quest, it is putting yourself in a different mentality, a different perspective of the life that we live in. So it's you taking yourself out of it and looking at everything as a whole instead of just blocking off one side, seeing one little pixel. You see everything, and it's very cleansing. It definitely brings out a lot of lost emotions, a lot of unfelt emotions. Not only that, but to help you visualize and be able to see your past, present, and future clearly, and let it mesh together with that pure energy. And that's the beautiful thing about Vision Quest is whereas someone can go in their suffering, they'll come out a completely different person because it's their experience heightened if they're guided in the right mentality and not in the mental perspective of just getting messed up. So when you have a Vision Quest, if you have it in the right derogative, you're going to go down the right road you need to. And with us, because we're very grounded, very spiritual people, we came together with two other people and we had different experiences that went from joy to sorrow to happiness to, that primal rage that's in us for the injustice that is in our societies that are a part of our world. And that's really where we're coming today, is to kind of reflect on the experiences that we had, because we all need enlightenment. We all need that epiphany, and we often look to false prophets and these political figures and religious figures, these people who want to gain, self-gain. Go ahead. Self-gain these tools of being able to control and oppose the freedom of opinion, freedom of existing as you are. Where we put ourselves in these labels, these boxes, we block ourselves in and saying that we have to be this way, we have to be structured, we have to keep on progressing, leveling up mentally and all these different aspects, but there's no balance because we don't apply the brain to have connection with the heart, to have connection with the spirit, to have connection with the body, and last but not least, the earth that we live in, to be incorporated not as beings that we are, and incorporate not only the earth but also the universe and everything that aligns together. So,
which brings up a good thing. Like, the connection is there, but what disconnects us? And you can look all around, and you see everything in our modern Western culture. Most of the things that we prize and that we search out for are actually the very things that are disconnecting us. So whether it be the kind of entertainment that they're putting out now, even the propagandized education that we're giving our children, to cell phones, to living in that culture where you have to chase and be a slave to a system of economics in order to provide for your children. So this is why a vision quest, especially now in our time, is so critical, because we need to start reconnecting. And our conditioning, our habits, and the elements around us, the artificial synthetic elements around us, are what's blocking the connection from happening, blocking the empathy, blocking the mind from inspiration, blocking you from appreciating the beauty and the elegance of the day, the simple fact of the sun shining with the blue and the milieu of trees and plants. It's like every day's a vision quest. If you can look at it like that, you can reconnect.
Change your perspective. And one good thing about having this for myself is I can already see just a day after my vision quest, like to see how many walls. Now I'm pretty flowy. Everybody that interacts with me, people that watch me, they see that flow with me. It naturally happens because I don't try to structure myself. I break myself down so I'm fluid like water. I flow. And with this, it broke me down on a earthly level and also a universal level. Like for me, I acknowledge and I'm very earthbound. That is very true with me, and that works for me, not for everybody. But upon this vision quest, I started to feel and draw in energies that were not from this earth. Now, it doesn't mean that you talk about these dimensions, you talk about these, different levels at which we feel and which we're able to connect and see into different universes and things that we live in, but in our actual state of a galaxy, in our universe right now, to be able to align and connect and feel the power and energies that are building all around us, not on Earth, but all around us, that are lining us all together. And you can see that chaos factor, you see that darkness, that black abyss, whatever you want to call it, that inhumanity. You see its control and how it's blanketing our Earth with so much negativity, whereas out there, all this light, all these components of power, all this good is coming, but it can't get through because of that static. Why do you think our planet is surrounded with satellites? Now, satellites, they do wonders. They do. They connect us together, but they also keep us apart. And not only that, it keeps us apart from that different astral projection. Yeah. You look at
we're on astral lockdown because of these frequencies, from the power lines to, again, the cell phone towers to the satellite communication systems. These frequencies do not resonate with the natural frequencies of the earth, and the earth produces its own frequencies. Your body is vibrating right now, producing a particular frequency. The earth has its frequency they call the Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance is in conflict with these other electromagnetic fields, and this is why you see the raising rate of cancer, the raising rate of all of these
failure, all these
disruptive health problems, because everything is energy and everything works off of vibration. So going back to the astral lockdown aspect of it, when you take mushrooms, when you smoke herb, and you get into these altered states of consciousness, which is a different frequency of consciousness.
Stop you there real quick. And not only in the herbal aspect, but this is not always to be ingested smoke-wise. It can be ingested, through meditation, through breath work. There's different fundamentals in which you can apply yourself to meditate. Meditation is not only, closing your legs and closing your eyes, putting your hands together. Is different formats. When you're walking throughout the day, when you're able to connect with Earth, these are meditations that we all live. We are living meditations, but we change our perspectives, and we don't have that focus like we used to. We apply ourselves with the stresses of the world, and that's a frequency in its own. Mm-hmm. And you look at the astral lockdown, and now look at the earthly lockdown. Look at all the power. Look at all the concrete. Look at everything that we live in. It's a negative friction with the natural flow of this earth. So already we're not standing on natural ground. We're standing on synthetic ground. Already our sky is already blocked off. So we're literally living in that layer, that thick layer of negativity and smog.
If you use it the right way, it's all about intention. But these plants and these fungi are helpers of the earth. And a lot of times when we get into these different states of consciousness, we are accessing the different levels of the astral dimensions. Even though we have this physical earth is juxtaposed with other earths, other astral, more subtle versions of this reality, and this is how you get into the science of dreaming. But when we are in these altered states, when we are accessing the astral, we also see the magic in it. And the magic of also the power of ourselves to create the dream, to create that, but with these power lines and these other lower frequencies, those are the frequencies dominating the dream, making the dream feel even more physical, even more dense. And it's not dense in the earth way either. It's dense in a completely different way. It's almost cold. It has no life dense. Void. Even the earth, the stones and the crystals, they're shaking. The crystals are filled with light and spirit. And when you're so dense that you've disconnected with yourself, you can't even feel that. You can't even feel the trees.
You're playing the role.
Aura.